Good morning, good morning, good morning, Net Worth Nation, aka York Console, Ron G. First off, top of the morning to all of you on this Mindset Monday. And the first thing I have to do is give salute where salutes due to all of our queen moms out there who, let's just be realistic, without you guys, really none of this would be possible, right? I always like to look at a mom as someone who sees you before you see yourself, right? So a lot of the things that we've become, the good, the bad, whatever it is, the opportunity to be the best version of yourself, you always got to give credit where credit is due. And that goes to our moms, those who've walked in their creative purposes with joy and love. Because let's face it, a lot of women today have put motherhood down at the very bottom of the spectrum. And if you look at the world around us, we can see what that has done, right? It's not good, not good at all. So first off, salute to all of our mothers out there in Net Worth Nation land. We salute and we truly appreciate you. Without further ado, let's get started. Here we go. I really want to talk to you guys today about, I am super excited. I'm super charged. First things first, let's give the biggest shout out to my great sister, Sister Ajay over at the CIA team, the Guided Millennial program that she put together this past weekend, Saturday afternoon, was absolutely phenomenal. And I cannot get into a Mindset Monday without talking about some of the key takeaways that I got from this event. First things first, I'm going to be 100% transparent and love you, rockin' Rob Johnson, the good minister Robert Johnson, but I didn't know what to expect, right? We talk a lot about, certain types of functions and stuff like that. And I didn't know what to expect. All I know is that you're getting men together, African American men at that, from all different walks and different, aged periods of their lives and various backgrounds, things like that. And we were going to get together in one place and space. And so I said, sure. Sure, I always love to support. And one of the things we talk about in Net Worth Nation land, you have to be a part of your communities if we want to grow them and improve upon them. Always remember, guys, the things we learn in this network, in this space, in this channel really does us no good if we don't learn how to interject it, right, into the communities that we are a part of. See, that is the real key value to net worth. But I do want to get into what I learned this week. And so I come in, room is absolutely dynamic. It was a display of artistry, colors, food, things like that. So well thought out. And the irony of it was the conductor of the whole group was going to be Sister Jai. And my first instance is like, so I said, no, this is my buddy's daughter and everything. And I'm thinking, she's relatively young, and I'm like, how's that going to work? Men of color, are going to be in a space where we can be 100% transparent. I don't know. It's not, like the barbershop theme, right? When I tell you, it was as if she was a fly on the wall in there. I mean, she was so there but not there. I can't even explain it, how she was able to do that. That's a gift obviously from above, because you just can't, some things you just can't do. Either you can or you can't, right? And she could, she pulled it off. I don't know how, but she pulled it off. And let me just be really honest, to get 12 men to sit down together, in one place without watching a game, without playing ball, without playing, Xbox or P4, whatever, you know what I mean? Just to get us in one place, without at the club, right? And to talk about and topics that are so relative and so important to Mindset Monday, so important to how we think, right? From the simplest things. She asked a powerful question, where did we get our version of what a man looks like from? Like, being a man, where did it come from? being a man, where did that come from? And like all of those questions that she gave us, I mean, you had to absolutely sit there and really think about it. Mindset Monday. You had to really think about the questions that she was asking. And you couldn't just go blah, 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 you know, and then you sat back and you said, yeah, wait a minute, okay. So some of us that come out of the single family routine, you know, we got an ideology of manhood, you know, okay, because, you know, your mom, you don't connect, you know, love mom, but there's certain disconnects there. And then you look at the uncles, you know, they're, you know, because they're only in and out, you know, so you kind of gauge from them, and then you're looking at your favorite hero on TV or superheroes, because I read a lot of comic books when I was coming up. And then, you know, you would look at your athletes. So, you know what I'm saying? So you would kind of, and then you might look at a neighbor's friend, you know, shout outs to Mr. Davis, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Phillips, a lot of these local, you know, Londell, a lot of these local guys in your community. So you were just kind of pulling it from everywhere. And what I realized, what she got us to realize, is that our version of manhood, or what a man is like, is just being pulled from so many different directions, you know. And you know, of course, we had people in the room who came out of families with two parent families. When I tell you, it was so enriched and such value, and it actually blew my socks off, because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't, you know, I even have a hard time getting 12 brothers to sit down, you know, and just chop it up, you know, solidified, you know, not saying that I haven't done it before, it hasn't happened, but where meaningful, valuable conversation and dialogue and exchange. Because remember now, I could be talking at you, but if you're not picking up any of the value that I'm putting down, then what's the point, right? It's like you just blah, 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 right? But there's actual executable dialogue, like things that I could take, that I am going to take from Saturday's get together and put it into my real life place and space and get value back. That's not normal, you know, in African American circles. And I just want to shout her out again. And I'm going to definitely get this sister on the podcast. There's no and ifs or buts about it. Ajay, if you hear me, Net Worth Nation, we owe it to you, babe. We owe it to you to get you on this platform, on this channel, because I really want my audience out there to really understand what goes into that concept, because I have no idea how you pulled that off. All I know is that you did. And so what I want to say is this, and this is where the mindset comes from. And we all talk about Mindset Mondays. But in order to value and put better value back into your community, where you are and where you live, we have to be able to sit down at a table and speak transparently without having to worry about any backstabbing, any daggers, you know, any of the information coming out in any kind of judgment zone, but a zone where everyone kind of absolutely understands why, where, when, and how, you know, these ideas or these thought processes come. Like, there wasn't a brother in the room, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know any of these brothers before this event. There wasn't a brother in the room that when he expressed himself, right, and how he came to certain conclusions and why he was doing this and why he raised his children in this way, or why he had relationships with women in this manner. It wasn't a brother in the room that I could not relate to. Like, even if I didn't do it, I understood it. And that is critical in value dialogue. When you can understand where people are coming from, what do you call it? The animosity, the psychology of psyching, oh, this guy thinks he's better than me, or, you know, or whatever, or he's this or that. That's gone, because now you understand how someone could get to where they are. And with that level of understanding, now you find that connection. And I say this because we all know, we came up in some tough stuff. We came up in the Bronxes, the Harlems, the South Side, the South Centrals, the New Orleans, the Nines, so all these different areas. And we know for certain that there was a lot of volatility in a lot of these areas. But I asked the question of this: if brothers could sit down like we did on Saturday and just chop it up loosely without no judgment, there's no way you can't tell me that the world that we live in and the communities that we live in wouldn't be better. There's no way. And I'm not saying you're not going to have your bad, your good, and your ugly. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that the ability to break up the communication and create the communication gap between age, income, where you live, what you listen to, all that stuff, to break up and divide people into these smaller groups is so ineffective for the advancement of what we do here at Net Worth Nation. It's so ineffective that it's no wonder why we are struggling the way we are, right? And when you're in a room where great ideas and great concepts and people feel good and free about what they're doing and what they're talking, that is when truly the value of net worth grows. So once again, what I want to leave you with today, Mindset Monday, is communicate with the people out there that are in your community. And sit down and absolutely really talk. And you will be surprised of what you can receive in return. And that, my dear friends, is what I want to leave to you on this Mindset Monday. Ron G, aka your console, the Net Worth Nation. Peace. Talk soon.